Hey guys, Bullhorn Betty. I am literally just waking up this morning. It is 4:44 in the morning, and yes, I am wide awake. Good morning, all. So this is a video related to the Idaho 4. Many of you guys know I've done 2 tours out to Idaho to cover this case. This is related to 4 university students being slain in their sleep in the early morning hours of November 13th. We were told originally between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. We have learned since the arrest of Bryan Kohberger that that is not true, that their deaths happened between 4 a.m. and 4:20 in the morning. Many of you guys know that there were a lot of social media posts by people that had too much information about these cases. For example, if you guys remember Papa Roger, right? So Papa Roger was a person that was inside all of these Facebook groups having open discussions about certain key pieces of evidence, and actually had revelations of stuff that we learned that ended up being true, such as the sheath from the knife being left at the property. And people were like, how would this person know that? I remember reading several posts from this Papa Roger in the Facebook group, because I was also a member of that Facebook group. And I thought, wow, a lot of the stuff that this person was saying, I blew off as rumor, or as somebody that was trying to start rumor. Never once did I actually think that this was Bryan Kohberger. It is alleged that after he was arrested and all these posts from this Papa Roger character seemingly stopped. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe it is Bryan Kohberger, right? So I'm sitting here thinking, wow. And then I see this post from Jennifer Coffendorfer. So hey guys, here is a tweet from Jennifer Coffendorfer, and this is related to Papa Roger. If you guys remember Papa Roger, he was very big in the Facebook chat, explaining a lot of this case to us when details weren't readily available or coming out. Papa Roger is the person that actually brought us to the realization that a sheath was left behind for the knife prior to that being public knowledge. The issue here is many people believe Papa Roger is Bryan Kohberger. And when the sheath was brought up and mentioned in the Facebook group, nobody really believed that claim until later. And a lot of the things that Papa Roger was expressing in these Facebook groups, a lot of that information, those details that no one else would know, were coming out, making him look like he was the smartest person in the Facebook group. Many still believe to this day, even after Bryan Kohberger has been charged and arrested, that Papa Roger is Bryan Kohberger. There has not been any other post, to my knowledge, since Bryan Kohberger's arrest. Jennifer Coffendorfer is bringing up a post that Papa Roger made early on in this case, and it's a little eerie now that we're hearing the statements made from Ashley Banfield related to a source close to the investigation, which I always question those types of sources. However, here is what is stated by Jennifer Coffendorfer. It says, please watch below. New source information. I don't know source, but compared to Papa Roger claim, I realize PR schematic isn't perfect and affidavit is somewhat contrary contrary to source info/PR. But what if Xana/Ethan moved? And it has a YouTube page, but here is the post that was made on a Facebook group right here, Papa Roger in the University of Idaho murder. This is, again, a Facebook group. And Papa Roger posted on December 21st. December 21st. I know this won't be popular, but this is where I think the victims were found. And it shows the third floor, and it shows Maddie and Kaylee in the same bed together. Now we go over to the second floor, and it shows Xana in bed and Ethan out in the hallway. And then, of course, it cuts off the first floor, and it shows you photos of the investigation and that red/brown substance dripping down the side wall. I find the whole idea that Ethan and Xana are separated in the diagram as pretty alarming because, again, this Papa Roger was also the same person that expressed to us that a sheath was left behind at the property prior to any of us having knowledge of that or even law enforcement indicating that. Papa Roger did not appear to be concerned or worried at the time the sheath was brought up, leaving me to believe that sheath was intentional. However, getting back to the topic of this video, this diagram where Ethan is literally out into portions of the living room and bedroom, it almost brings up that delayed 911 call, and it kind of makes us still wonder, why did it take 8 hours to call law enforcement? Dylan poked her head out of the bedroom at least 3 times that we know of based upon the Brett Payne affidavit. However, with Ethan being out in the hallway, how was she not able to see him or know more as the night went on? It almost implies as if she shut her door and went to sleep. I am curious about these events surrounding the time that Dylan saw the assailant to the time she called 911, and many of the reasons why is because this is going to be used as a portion of Bryan Kohberger's defense. And I'd really like to know what is going to be presented by the prosecution. Now, granted, we're not going to know this until later, but I thought this was very interesting. So now Jennifer Coffendorfer is even bringing up these posts that Papa Roger had. This one blows my mind, because how in the world can this person know or believe to know where people are positioned inside a home at the time of their death when we were all completely ignorant to the facts? And as you heard in that video, yes, he was the one that brought up the sheath. Nobody even knew of the sheath. It was Papa Roger that started that rumor. And guess what? That very specific detail that nobody would have known was known by Papa Roger. So I have 3 major questions with this video, and hopefully you can help me. 1, do you believe Papa Roger is Bryan Kohberger? 2, do we believe the Ashley Banfield report and now this Papa Roger diagram that Ethan wasn't in the room, that he was either half in, half out, or in the hallway almost to the living room.
This new information that is coming to us from sources close to the investigation, it really does fly in the face of what the coroner had reported earlier. Is it possible that both things can be true at the same time, what the coroner said and what these sources have said?
Well, good to be back with you, Ashley. Yes, the short answer is yes. When I listened to what the coroner shared, those are very, very general terms, very general comments. So, and now we're talking about specifics.
And then the notion that Ethan may have made his way partially out into the hallway. Is it possible that maybe the attack began there, but then ended in the bed? And forensically speaking, and I'll get Joseph Scott Morgan to add to this in a moment, they would be able to tell, the murder investigators would be able to tell?
I think so. I had talked about this before, that it's certainly possible that the evildoer, I will not say his name, did not know about Ethan being present in the house. So he is going to be kind of like a Ron Goldman, Nicole Brown situation, where he is collateral damage. He has to address the fact that he has an unknown present in front of him.
And lastly, if Ethan was hanging in kind of into the living room outside of the bedroom, does it make that delayed 911 call even more important? Like, why? So I'm interested in your thoughts about this. You know, we're still seeking the truth, but as this information comes out, I have to be honest with you. It is blowing my mind. It is blowing my mind, and I know if it's blowing my mind, it's blowing your mind. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Bullhorn Betty channel. Again, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up doing videos. So, and the day is just beginning. And if you really enjoy the content you're getting here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, please consider becoming a member. To each and every one of you, God bless. I'm interested in this case. I'm planning on making other trips out to Idaho as this story starts progressing. So please stay tuned to the Bullhorn Betty channel, and don't forget to turn your bell to all. God bless each and every one of you. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Good day.